One of the most fascinating and perplexing questions in human history is how the universe came into being. As for stars, planets, and galaxies, it's hard not to wonder where did it all come from. What was the source of the universe's creation? Some theories suggest that the universe emerged from a singularity, a point of infinite density and temperature that expanded rapidly in the Big Bang. Others propose that the universe goes through an endless cycle of expansion and contraction, or that it exists in a multiverse of many parallel realities. But these theories raise another profound question: if the universe formed from nothing, who or what created nothing? How can something come from nothing? Is this even a meaningful question, or are we simply limited by our human understanding of what nothing means? In this video, we will explore some of the different ideas and theories that have been put forward to explain the origin of the universe, as well as some of the theological and philosophical perspective. Yes, on this question, by the end of this video you'll have a better understanding of what we mean by nothing and the ways in which scientists and philosophers have attempted to answer one of the biggest questions in human history. What does nothing mean? What does nothing mean? The concept of nothing may seem simple and straightforward at first, but when we begin to explore it in greater depth we find that it is actually a complex an elusive idea. What does it mean to say that the universe emerged from nothing? What does it mean for something to come into being from a state of non-existence? One way to think about nothingness is as a complete absence of all matter and energy. This is often referred to as a vacuum or void state. In this view, the universe began as a state of total emptiness with no particles, fields, or forces present. This idea has some basis in modern physics, where the concept of a quantum vacuum is used to describe the lowest possible energy state of a system. However, some philosophers and scientists have questioned whether this definition of nothing is actually meaningful. After all, if we talk about the absence of all matter and energy, we are still referring to something, the absence itself. In this view, nothing cannot be defined as a positive concept, but only as a negation or absence of something else. Another way to approach the concept of nothingness is to see it as a lack of any properties or characteristics. This is sometimes called pure or absolute nothingness. In this view, there is no space, no time, and no causality. There is simply nothing. This idea has been explored by philosophers and mystics throughout history who have sought to understand the nature of ultimate reality beyond the material world. However, it is unclear whether such a state of absolute nothingness is even possible, or whether it is simply a theoretical construct. Ultimately, the concept of nothingness remains a difficult and elusive one. As we explore the question of the origin of the universe, we'll need to grapple with this idea in order to understand how something could have emerged from nothing. Theories of the universe's theories of the universe's origin have been the subject of debate for centuries. The most well-known theory is the Big Bang theory, which proposes that the universe began as a singularity, a point of infinite density and temperature that expanded rapidly in a process called inflation. This theory is supported by a wide range of astronomical observations such as the cosmic microwave background radiation and the distribution of galaxies in the universe. Another theory that has been proposed is the steady-state theory, which suggests that the universe has always existed in a state of equilibrium. In this view, new matter is constantly being created to replace the old matter that is moving away from us. However, this theory has been largely discredited by observations of the cosmic microwave background radiation, which suggests that the universe had a beginning. The multiverse theory is another theory that has gained popularity in recent years. This theory proposes that our universe is just one of many parallel universes that exist alongside each other. This theory is supported by some interpretations of quantum mechanics, but is still highly speculative and difficult to test experimentally. The cyclical theory is another theory that has been proposed to explain the origin of the universe. This theory proposes that the universe goes through an endless cycle of expansion and contraction, with each cycle beginning with a Big Bang and ending with a Big Crunch. However, this theory is still being debated by cosmologists and has not been widely accepted as a viable explanation for the origin of the universe. Theological and philosophical perspectives. From a theological perspective, many religions posit that the universe was created by divine being or beings. For example, in the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, it is believed that God created the universe out of nothing. This belief is often referred to as creation excellent alone. From a philosophical perspective, the question of the origin of the universe has been the subject of much debate. So philosophers argue that the universe is eternal and has always existed, while others posit that the universe had a beginning. The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle, for example, believed in an eternal and unchanging universe, while the medieval philosopher Thomas Aquinas argued that the universe must have had a beginning because it is contingent and cannot exist on its own. More recently, philosophers have grappled with the question of why there is something rather than nothing. This question has been explored by thinkers such as Martin Heidegger. Argued that the question of the origin of the universe is essentially a question of being, and that the universe emerges from a fundamental ground of being that is beyond human comprehension. The questions never answered. Despite the progress that has been made in our understanding of the universe's origin, there are still many unanswered questions and areas for further investigation. One of the biggest unanswered questions is what caused the Big Bang to occur in the first place. While we have a good understanding of how the universe has evolved since the Big Bang, we still do not know what caused the initial explosion that set the universe in motion. Another area of active research is the study of dark matter and dark energy. These mysterious substances are thought to make up the majority of the matter in the universe, but we have very little understanding of what they actually are. Studying the properties of dark matter and dark energy could help us understand the fundamental nature of the universe and how it has evolved over time. Finally, scientists have developed new and more advanced telescopes and other observational tools that will allow us to study the universe in even greater detail. For example, the James Webb Space Telescope, which was launched in 2021, is capable of observing some of the earliest galaxies in the universe and studying the atmospheres of exoplanets in unprecedented detail. And just recently, the James Webb Telescope made an incredible discovery.